Hi everyone, it's Cameron, blushing foreigner. Hope you are well. I am filming this on my laptop because I don't have much time right now. I can't set up the real HD camera. I'm getting ready to go on a trip tomorrow for work. We're flying to Dubai to do some work meetings on Monday and Tuesday, and I'll fly back here Wednesday. So I just was really motivated right now. I was packing up my makeup bag and I thought, let's try and make a short film. To start with, I want to say to everyone who watched my last film and left me a comment or an email or a message, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of the wonderful support and love I received from all of you. I had no idea what to expect when I posted that video, but the amount of support and love was just overwhelming. And it really helped us. It really lifted me up during a very hard time, and it helped Martin as well. We went from being in a very sad and kind of dark place to really kind of finding our way out of it, and all of you were so instrumental in that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. If I didn't get to answer your comment, a few of you guys I cannot answer comments to. I don't know what's going on YouTube, but there's like maybe every 20th person there'll be no reply button, and I think it's because you haven't like switched to Google Plus or something. I have no idea, but there's a few of you where I can't reply, and I'm sorry about that, but I want to say thank you very much for your support, and I'm doing much better. So okay, so I've taken a little break from YouTube, and the reason is complicated, the reason why, but a lot of it has to do with actually the fact that I've changed out a lot of my makeup. I've had to overhaul more than 95%, I would say, of the beauty, household, skincare products that I've been using. And it has not actually been that much fun. I have here a couple bags. Let me show you guys. This is like sad. This is the old makeup that I used to have at my vanity that I can no longer use right now. You can see a little Illamasqua over here, mascaras. This is stuff I can't use. And why, you ask? Well, I have to change my life and my routines and my exposure to certain toxins that are perhaps contributing to my infertility. I have been doing a ton of research. You all know I'm trying to get pregnant. It's been a very difficult thing for me, and they don't know why I have, abnormally premature ovarian aging is something that I have, and my hormones are a problem. In infertility, most of the time it's a hormonal problem. So a book has come out. I think it's only been out for about 6 months, and it's written by a microbiologist, a woman named Rebecca Fett, and it's called It Starts with the Egg. I am almost done with it. I've reread several chapters over and over again, but she talks a lot about her struggles to have a child. She has the same condition I have, actually, premature ovarian aging, not enough eggs. And this book really uncovers all of the environmental factors, the toxins that we're exposed to that could disrupt a woman's endocrine system, which is her hormone system. The book looks at diet and exercise and things that we could do to, keep our, glucose levels in check, things like that. And then it recommends a lot of supplements that women like me can try. So I've been taking a different regimen of totally new vitamins. Some of them are actually natural hormones, things like that. So this is an amazing book. I would recommend if you're struggling with infertility and you suspect it could be an egg quality problem or a quantity problem, just give this book a look. I think it's really good. It's actually very logically written. It's from a scientific perspective. She's not hysterical about, toxins, and it's not, overdone or overinflated. She uses real evidence and science to kind of explore, make these conclusions that, yes, we should cut out parabens. Yes, people like us should cut out phthalates and formaldehyde and nail polishes and all that stuff. So you read this and you learn a lot. BPA is another big thing that I have to cut. That's like plastic and Tupperware, especially plastic that's been exposed to heat where it causes leaching. So BPA is a definite no-no. So anyways, okay, what has happened? There's so many products basically that I've been using that have been loaded with parabens. And why are parabens bad for people like me? They've been around for a long time and they're probably safe for the majority of people, perhaps. I'm not really sure. kind of a little scared of them, to be honest. But before, I was never afraid. I thought if they're allowed by the FDA, if they're allowed in consumer goods, it's safe. But there's a lot of evidence to suggest it actually does disrupt a person's hormone system. When parabens and phthalates, which are in other things, are kind of separate, but phthalates are a big problem, and they're in fragrance. But when they enter a person's body, they behave often like estrogen. So if my estrogen is naturally a problem and I'm taking in, my pores are absorbing something, and your skin is an organ, it is very porous and it absorbs chemicals through the stuff we put on it. If that is disrupting my estrogen levels, that's a problem. They know that I have hormonal problems. So basically the suggestion of this book is try to limit your exposure to certain things. There's like the Dirty Dozen, there's a list, and I made a little card of all the chemicals that I have to avoid. But basically, any skincare product in here that has perfume is a big problem for me. I cannot use. And guess what I just purchased at Selfridges? I bought Charlotte Tilbury's new foundation, Youth Boosting Perfect Skin Foundation. Used it one time, read the book. Like the next day I got to the chapter about parabens, and this thing is loaded with parabens. Not all parabens are the same, but propylparaben is one that they know pretty well is a 10 on the toxic score according to a website I can link you to. It's called Skin Deep by the Environmental Working Group. And that place has been a godsend. It's a huge resource. So I've been like checking all the ingredients in my products, checking their database, cross-checking everything. And propylparaben is a definite no-no for me right now. It's not that fun to realize that almost all of your makeup is stuff that you love, that work for you, that look good, that perform really well because of all the emollients and solvents and surfactants in it, and that you can't use it. So I've been a little disenchanted actually, and I started buying new stuff when I was home in California. I purchased some more stuff here in Denmark. Martin has been a huge support for me, and he knows how frustrating it is to feel like you own thousands of dollars of great makeup, Chanel and Givenchy and YSL, Rouge Volupte. Nope, no, I can't use them anymore. And it's so frustrating. But my health is the most important thing, and my, ability to become a mom is very important. So of course I'm willing to put it all in a bag and get rid of it, or I have no idea what I'll do with it, give it away. So that's what I've been doing, and now I'm going to share with you some of the new stuff I've been using. And I promise that this channel will not become Cammie's Natural Beauty channel. There's nothing wrong with those channels, but I'm just not an expert on that. I've never really asked to be in this position of having to use non-toxic makeup, safe makeup. I always thought safe makeup, when I would watch people, I was like, whatever. And now I totally understand what they're talking about. And I kind of feel like a jerk for dismissing it before and thinking, oh, it's safe. My stuff was safe. Maybe it is safe, but maybe it's not, There was about 10 years or more where there was vigorous debate in the US and in the building community about the safety of asbestos. And we now know it's extremely not safe and it's carcinogenic. My papa actually died at 52 from lung cancer. He was never a smoker, but he was a builder. He was a mason, and he was exposed to asbestos his entire career. And I'm sure that's what took his life. In 2 months, he died of cancer. So anyways, I'm not saying that parabens and phthalates and BPA are going to cause people to die from cancer, but I do think that the evidence is suggesting that they are not completely safe, that we're not being told everything. The FDA is completely under-regulating the chemicals that are used in beauty and household items. They regulate what's in food heavily and in prescription medicine, but they do not get involved with skincare and beauty. And I think it's kind of a travesty, actually, that so much is allowed out there. And in 10 years, it may be, or less. In Denmark, they've already outlawed parabens in all children's products or baby products, which is a good step. But it's like, if it's not safe for a baby, why is it safe for me if I'm pregnant or trying to become pregnant? How could a pregnant woman use those products? If they've already concluded children shouldn't be exposed to it, why are adults exposed to it? So I believe in a few years, parabens and phthalates are really awful, and they are in everything. There's so many products that are paraben-free, and they'll say on the product paraben-free, but then they have perfume in it. And perfume, synthetic perfume, is loaded with phthalates. And phthalates, again, are endocrine disruptors. So, I mean, I get so upset when I see products in Denmark because they're really careful about parabens, and phthalates are just sort of, they've skated by unnoticed, even though people know the word and they say toxic, but phthalates come in included in every type of perfume, unless it's a natural oil or like any sort of non-synthetic perfume might be fine. But any kind of blend of a perfume, if you spray your Dior J'adore, there's phthalates in there. Perfume companies are able to not disclose their phthalates because perfumes are secret concoctions. They do not have to disclose their ingredients. So it's like a huge ruse, actually. They're able to get away with including these plasticizers, these phthalates in them. So, you know, a product might be very innocuous and it's clean and non-toxic and they don't use parabens, but if there's a perfume in there, perfume or fragrance, that means it's got phthalates in it. So you gotta avoid those if you're trying to do what I'm doing and go non-toxic. It's not the most fun way of doing your makeup every day, but it's okay. It's getting better, and I'm finding products that I like. I'm getting some new stuff. There's actually some really good high-performing products. My biggest concern has been that products that are, you know, natural, hippy-dippy, like, I've always thought, you know, that's not what a real makeup artist would ever choose or use because they're just not good enough. They don't perform well enough. They don't last long enough. They're not smooth enough, you know, crease-proof enough. I used to think that, and I still kind of agree that some of them are really underperforming, but some of them are pretty good. So I'll share with you what I've been using. I've been using a lot of Jane Iredale. I have no idea if it's Iredale or Iredale, but I bought this little palette in California and it has 5 neutral eyeshadows, and I do really like these. They have very few emulsifiers in them, so if you drop this thing, it will crumble like crazy. That's what I was told. But it's all very natural, safe ingredients, and the colors are really nice. I mean, this is just a lovely little blending out color, and my nail polish is non-toxic also. I might have to stop nail polish altogether. I think I'm gonna switch to water-based nail polish, but this is a nice palette. It's called the Eyeshadow Kit Daytime. The colors are Oyster, Almond, Cappuccino, Dark Suede, and Charcoal is the black one. This thing was 55 bucks, so it's not cheap going natural, but I do like that, and I'm using it almost every day. I have this Mineral Fusion Concealer, and I purchased this at Whole Foods. I actually just got it primarily for the peachy color, so I'm using that to counteract the blueness, and then I'm using a Youngblood concealer over that. Youngblood's a very good line, actually. It's very popular in Denmark, and it's a mineral makeup, and this is a very good concealer. It's in the shade medium, but it's their ultimate concealer. So I've been using this almost every day, and it works pretty well. I also use this Youngblood Mineral Radiance Tint. It's a little dark for me. That's my only problem with this one. I have to bring it down far on my neck. It's the shade Nude. It's their lightest color, but it is a nice formula. It's not a ton of coverage. It's very sheer, but it does feel pretty good. I use a sunblock under that. I'm using a Badger cream, which is a natural Australian product, I believe. And it's non-nano zinc oxide mineral physical sunblock. But this is pretty good. I think it's okay. I mean, I still prefer some of my other high-end stuff to this, but in terms of like doing the job, it's okay. Okay. I've also been using this blush by Jane Iredale, and it's in the shade Clarity. And I actually really like this color. It's a very cool pink. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it blends out, it's smooth. It feels like it has silicones in it. I don't think it does, but it's a nice blush. It's very natural, and it doesn't have any fragrance, which is good because it doesn't smell that amazing, but that's okay. I don't want it to smell good. If it smells good, I get concerned. Except for MAC, actually. MAC has a vanillin in a lot of their products. So they're vanilla scents in their lipsticks, and I've always really loved MAC lipsticks. MAC lipsticks are not a 10. They're not a 1 or 2 in terms of safety. I would say that they're probably around a 3 or 4. And so I'm continuing to use MAC lipsticks. They don't have parabens in them. They don't have synthetic fragrance. Their fragrance comes from a natural oil. So I do feel like while it may not be the best product for my lips, I don't think there's lead in it. I don't think there are toxins in it. So I'm still using MAC lipsticks. I can't change everything. It's like, such a nightmare. This is a Jane Iredale lip color in the shade Ricky, and I actually do like it. It's a very like purpley lilac color, kind of pastel-y, but it looks good with the blush I just showed you. So You know, a lot of the lip colors from these natural lines are really like sheer and not like the most pigmented. And that's kind of like, I don't know, I always really like pigmented, amplified, like deep concentration of color. So, I mean, it is a trade-off. I'm getting a lot less of that with some of the natural brands, but that's okay. Got a deal. I've been using this, which I've had for a long time, and it's by Avon, which is owned by Bourjois, but it's their natural beauty line. And this is the Sheer Lips Balm in the shade SO3. And I actually do really like this one. I've used this one quite a bit before I made the switch. It's like this. It's kind of a rosy brownish color, and it's very moisturizing. It's not a very good swatch, you guys, I'm sorry. But I think Avon is a line I may look into a little more. I want to make sure that they are completely safe. It's exhausting to cross-check every single ingredient in a product and see if it's toxic or not. I mean, I'm doing the best I can. There may be a few little oversights, but I'm trying. So, okay. I also got this blush by 100% Pure. It's kind of a new line, I think. It's new to me, at least. I believe it's now expanding in the US. I actually saw it in the mall in Roseville, the Roseville Galleria. This is the shade Posy, and it's actually a nice fruit-based blush. And my only problem with it is it doesn't last very long, but it's a lovely color when you put it on. And it's a nice formula. It blends out well, and it's a pretty color. But again, the long wearing longevity of it isn't quite there yet. So, you know, it kind of does the trick. Okay, my favorite product right now, one that I enjoy tremendously, and I've always enjoyed it and was thrilled to learn how natural this makeup line is. It's natural and it's luxury. So it's just like heaven. It's what I want. It's high performing makeup that does not have any of the toxins in it. No fragrance, no parabens, no phthalates, no toxic chemicals. And what I love about this makeup artist, Rosemary Swift, who started this line, is that she doesn't compensate by adding a ton of irritants to her line. So a lot of natural products, they add all these essential oils. Like my skin does not like essential oils that much. A few of them are fine, but like citrus oil or lemon oil, bitter orange oil, lavender oil, my skin reacts to those. So she is like very clear that they don't add a bunch of oils just to, you know, be natural. She's like, those are irritants for your skin. She doesn't include them. So this is my new favorite line, and it's RMS. And this is the Living Luminizer, which has actually kind of become a cult product. And it adds, you know, sheen. It's a highlight. And I've been using this one for a long time, and I really like it. I'm happy I can still use it. And I think I want to buy more RMS. I bought this one almost 2 years ago at Colette in Paris. You can't get RMS in Denmark, I don't think. And then I also bought it Lip to Cheek by RMS. And this is in the shade Smile. And it's very similar to like a Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge. And I love this color. It's a nice corally pink. And so I've been getting some use out of this. So those are my new products. I've been rambling and talking and spewing all of my random thoughts, opinions, knowledge. I hope it's not too much. I'm not trying to like preach here or tell everyone to switch over and to do what I'm doing. I am doing this a bit begrudgingly, although I do think it's very good for me, and I am happy about this sort of change in lifestyle. I've been taking a lot of supplements, DHEA, alpha-lipoic acid, ubiquinol, and I feel great. Like I really feel healthy and good, and we're changing up our diet. Martin's making these changes with me. We got new hand soap that doesn't have fragrance in it, things like that. And they're simple changes, but they're not always the easiest ones to make, because I had, you know, my other soap that I really liked, and we had our detergents that we really liked, and now we're using Tom's of Maine toothpaste and not Crest with fluoride. We're just changing things, and it's different, but I think it is good, and I think it'll contribute to the health of both of us in the long run. Let me know if you have any questions about all this stuff. I'm not becoming a different person at all just because I'm changing some of my products. It's because of my health and because I want to get to my ultimate goal, and I'm kind of worried that some of my exposure to all of my heavy product use may have been a problem for me in months and years past. So the good news with this book, though, is not that all of our exposure is like cumulative over a lifetime and you cannot undo the damage. What this author posits actually is that the life cycle of an egg follicle is 3 to 4 months. So And chromosomal abnormalities are what causes a lot of problems for people like me and causes miscarriages, things like that. But you can actually prevent chromosomal abnormalities by taking care of yourself, by limiting your exposure to toxins, eating the right things, and supplementing with certain antioxidants and things that are really good for your body. I'm not completely doomed. We don't know yet how the story will end for my body, but prevailing knowledge among fertility doctors, among endocrinologists up until now is you cannot change a woman's body. If she has this condition, that's it. She's kind of screwed, actually. Like IVF success rate for people like me is around 4%. Some studies say up to 10%, never higher, but the average is around 4 to 5%. So you can see why I'm doing everything I can to defy those terrible statistics and hopefully be a success story. So anyways, I'm very happy that there's this book out there, and I'm excited to see if I can change my body and then go back to the doctor. I'm giving myself 3 to 4 months to really overhaul things, get into these new habits, clean up my act, and then we're gonna do an egg count reading and see if any of the things has worked, to see where my progress is. So wish me luck. Yeah, anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.